Hello and welcome. This video is designed to introduce you to MetaLab's PractiREV program, a Revit-based application that allows contractors to work in and out of Revit, while also linking the process from designing down to fabrication. Exporting an entire model from PractiCAD to Revit is easy to do. First, all you need to do is highlight the part of the drawing you want to use. Then, using an export automatic, we press one button and the drawing is exported. Coming over here to Revit, we will now go to MetaLab's PractiREV add-in. We click on the Import button. Select the DAT file that PractiCAD created when we export it out, and PractiREV will convert the entire PractiCAD drawing into a full Revit model. Now, each PractiCAD entity can be viewed and selected. All properties are included, and you can even edit these entities through the property box as you see here. Besides being able to import a drawing from PractiCAD into Revit, PractiREV also has the ability to convert and export out. This means we can take a Revit drawing and convert it into PractiCAD or PractiCam. To demonstrate this, we're looking at a sample engineered drawing with no joints, flanges, or manufacturing data within the drawing. First step is to select what we want to convert. This can be done with PractiREV's add-in selection tools, or you can use the Revit selection tool. Notice here is we're just going to tab over this drawing and grab a hold of our first duct line. Once we have highlighted what we want, we can go to the PractiREV toolbar and press Convert. This will open up the conversion window. Here you can see we have choices for only showing items in takeoff and only showing unmapped items. You'll also see that PractiREV displays pictures of all the items that were selected and has a little checkbox next to each one. If it's checked, it's already mapped. If it's not, it needs to be. Next step is to simply map the unchecked items from a Revit family to a fitting you want to use in PractiCAD. In this demo, we will map a piece of Revit straight duct to PractiCAD straight duct, then a group of Revit transitions to a PractiCAD transition, and lastly, we will map a Revit conical to a custom PractiCAD conical catalog we have made from a reducer fitting. Once we've mapped everything we need, we will then select parameters like zone and specification. It is important to point out that all data from PractiCAD and CAM imports into PractiREV and can be used. So here we're going to select the 4-inch TDF specification so we can apply it to all fittings in our selection. Once this is done, we press Next. Now you notice here as PractiREV displays the duct on the right in whatever view we choose and has applied our specifications to everything. Now all our manufacturing parameters are ready. However, notice you can still select fittings on the left and even adjust the parameters of individual fittings here. Now we have to ask ourselves, what do we want to do? Export to PractiCAD, PractiCam, or PractiREV. We can currently do all three. For this part of the demo though, we're going to convert this to PractiCAD. So we press the PractiCAD button and then save this section of the drawing to the background of our choice. Once we accept and hit OK, PractiREV will show us how many items have been saved and converted, and the drawing is ready to go. Take a look at this drawing now converted into PractiCAD. You can see here that everything has been converted, and we have our duct on the right layer and with all proper manufacturing standards. Now let's go back to our Revit model again and highlight the second line we would like to convert. We tab over it, grab what we need, and hit the PractiREV Convert button again. Notice here that as we scroll through our fittings that everything is already checked this time. This is because once you've mapped the Revit fitting to a PractiCAD fitting once, it stays mapped forever, even between drawings. As before, the next step now is to choose properties like zone and specification. For this second line though, we're going to make it a return run and a 2-inch slip and drive spec. Then we'll hit Next, and this brings us back to our preview window where we can see PractiREV has converted the Revit line with the proper manufacturing specifications we asked for. Once again, we simply save this, and then we're going to append this line to the existing drawing we had before. PractiREV will now show us how many fittings we have converted over, and we're ready to go back to our PractiCAD drawing. Looking here, we can see that we again have all our proper manufacturing data applied. The duct is on the proper layer based on our preferences, and it's ready for editing. If you've seen the PractiCAD program before, you would know that PractiCAD offers extensive editing capabilities, allowing the user to modify and change anything they may desire quickly and easily. Using these capabilities, we would simply modify the things on the drawing we want to change from the original engineer's model, and PractiCAD will update our drawing as we go. Once this is complete, we can then use any other feature that PractiCAD has. For example, imagine we'd like to tag and annotate this drawing with size tags or possibly elevations. Using PractiCAD's tagging automatics, all we have to do is highlight the area we want to tag and press our tagging automatic button once. And yes, you are seeing this in real time. Next, we'll run a different automatic for piece numbering. We simply highlight what we want to number, press our one-touch automatic, and now your drawing is numbered as well. Now we're going to simply orbit our drawing and take a look at it to make sure that everything is ready to build. If it is, we can now use PractiCAD's downloading capability to send all of these fittings to our manufacturing software, PractiCam. This will complete the entire design to fabrication process. Watch here as we highlight what we want to send over and press export. When we do this, PractiCAD will list everything here we are about to download. We will confirm what we want to send and then name this job PractiREV. Now we are just one click away from downloading everything from PractiCAD straight to the PractiCam program. Coming over to PractiCam, you can see here that everything we wanted was downloaded direct to fabrication and is now ready to burn. Here, we should also mention that with the addition of MetaLab's PractiCam Est, we can even get the estimate for the entire job. So that is going to conclude this short demonstration on MetaLab's PractiREV program for Autodesk Revit. We hope this demo has shown you how PractiREV can not only increase compatibility between AutoCAD and Revit, but also aid you in reducing drafting hours by bridging the gap between design and fabrication. Used in conjunction with other MetaLab products such as PractiCAD, PractiPipe, PractiCam, PractiNav, or PractiS, you can achieve even greater results, making your workflows as efficient as possible. Once again, we thank you for joining us. We hope to see you soon.